Okay, so I decided to say a few words about the author of Pinocchio, Carlo Collodi. Carlo Collodi, it's a pen name, but his real name is Carlo Lorenzini, and he was an Italian author, humorist, and journalist, and he is widely known for his fairy tale novel, The Adventures of Pinocchio. So Collodi lived in the 19th century, and he was born in Florence on November 24th in 1826, and his mother was a seamstress, and his father was a cook, and he was one of 10 children. He was born in a very large Italian family. Collodi was offered, at a young age, he was offered to study at a theological seminary, and he was offered to study there, and he was offered financial aid, but he preferred secular education, and he decided to follow his education, to continue his education at the College of the Scalopi Fathers in Florence, and that's what he did. He studied there. He studied at a college, and he became an author, a journalist, and a manuscript specialist. So he worked in Florence, in a Florentine bookstore, where he assisted Giuseppe Aiazzi, a prominent Italian manuscript specialist. So Collodi, he wrote journalism. He was a novelist, and he wrote political satire, but he's known for his children's book, The Adventures of Pinocchio. So what is interesting is that Pinocchio, he began writing Storia di un burattino, story of a marionette. He began to write this in 1880, and when I was a little girl, we had a movie which was called The Adventures of Burattino. So in Soviet Union, we actually watched, as children, we watched The Adventures of Burattino and Pinocchio, and then he chose another name, Le Avventure di Pinocchio. And this book was published in a weekly journal, Giornale per I Bambini. And this story became widely known in the world. It was translated into many languages, and there are many movies based on Pinocchio. There is a Disney movie from 1940, which is based on Pinocchio. And what is also interesting is that this character, Lorenzini, became fascinated by the idea of using an amiable, rascally character of Pinocchio as a means of expressing his own convictions through allegory. So it is known that he could not express his ideas, his convictions, as a journalist, because he lived in a difficult time. There was Italian War of Independence, and he did that through storytelling, through telling the story of a marionette. He did so. Actually, the story of Pinocchio is actually an allegory for his own convictions.